All right, I had a conversation with a friend and we were talking about new technicians that come into the industry and they don't know stuff. And, nobody knew anything at some point in time. We had to learn it either the hard way or the easy way, whatever. But now these days with everybody and do it with less, do it faster, be more profitable. Training, mentorship, all that is just gone by the wayside. So I've decided to make some videos on how to diagnose electricity. And it made me think, how would you teach someone that knows absolutely nothing about automotive voltage? So with that said, the first electrical tool I ever got was a test light. This one is a little bit hot rodded. As you can tell, I've got a pretty good lead, and I got these right here, these coils. You can go to a electric shop and you can buy them. They sell them and you can just modify your test light. The other modification I did was I put one of these banana jacks. So you can put whatever kind of adapter you want, As your skill will advance, you'll appreciate the banana jack. You can put different types of clips, Also, you can also, down the road, as you get more involved, you can go ahead and you get you one of these electrical connectors and you can do the same thing. You can go right there, put it on, and you can use it. I think a lot of the times what happens with electricity is, first of all, it's physics. It's not anything more than that. It's physics, plain and simple. So the test light, which is kind of ironic, the automotive electric test light does not do the three things that are taught in Ohm's law. It doesn't tell you how much voltage. It will alert you that there's voltage present by illuminating the light. It doesn't tell you resistance, and it doesn't tell you amperage. But nevertheless, this is the first basic tool I ever got, and it's still used to this day. As your skill level gets more advanced, like I said, once you do this, you get used to it, you go on. One thing about the test light, the incandescent, is don't look at the power probe. I know what everybody's going to say. They're going to go get one. Don't. Not if you're a beginner. The thing about the incandescent test light, which is kind of funny, it will illuminate either way. In another video, I'll explain why that's a good thing. Now, this is a homemade jig. You can wire it up so you can be away from a starter signal or a solenoid or whatever. And what it is, it's nice and bright and illuminates. But it's an LED bulb. Highly recommend you make one. You're gonna use a backup alarm. If you can't see it, you can at least hear it. But watch this. We're gonna reverse the polarities. And this is the same thing for LED test light. It will not illuminate in reverse, which is kind of good, which is kind of bad, but we won't get into that. So this was my first tool for years and years. Even to this day, I still use it. Quick, fast. It just alerts you to the presence of voltage. Are you getting voltage to the starter? Are you getting voltage to the fuses? Are the fuses good? Is the solenoid gaining voltage? And then again, now one thing you have to understand, it only takes 1 amp or under 1 amp to illuminate this bulb. So with that said, we're going to move on. My next recommendation is whether you use a plastic container or whether you use, I love these canvas bags, especially if you're a mobile guy. You put your stuff in them, it's always together. The canvas bags, you can buy them different colors. So after a while, what color means what. Yeah, the yellow one, my test light's in there. There you go. You can buy them at Amazon, Home Depot, and they sell them in different colors. And they do sell bigger ones if you want to go up with that. So I recommend a good test light and modify it. Go ahead and put I call them banana jacks. so you can use different connectors. You know, you can always go back and do different things. And also create yourself a test light that you can remotely actuate. Again, if you wanted to, you could put banana jacks and you can put different types of ends on it, so you can go to a wire harness, and if you know where the power and the grounds are, just go ahead and you put it in the right sequence, and you'll see if you're getting power to the solenoid. If it doesn't get power, okay, is it your ground? Is it your hot? You know, you disconnect the ground from the harness and you ground it to the battery. And that's another thing. Always, when you're working, always have yourself, I make this is a jumper. Sometimes what I'll do is, because of, especially now with modern vehicles, there's a lot of isolation. Motor mounts, cab mounts, or for whatever reason, they have a certain way that they're going to ground it. And if you don't know the wiring schematic, sometimes it's good. First, go right off the battery. Or if you go to the component and it doesn't light, go right to the battery for your positive and your negative. And make sure, you know, you got a good known source. The next video I'll make, we're going to talk about the battery. Like I said, this series of videos might not be for everyone, but I hope it's going to help someone that just got started in the industry, whether you're doing automotive, heavy equipment, industrial, generator. You know, sometimes just having that little bit of information makes all the difference in the world. So I'm going to try to post these videos maybe once a week if I can. And then as it comes to me, we're going to go on to it. My next video is going to be the multimeter, and I'm going to try to keep it short. And then what I'll do is I'll just try to cover things as I think of them. So it might be a little bit sporadic here and there, but when we get to the multimeter, we're going to be talking about amperage, we're going to be talking about Ohm's law, and we're going to be talking about how to understand that. But you know what? Think about it. I might put the battery first, because it's always about, it starts and finishes with the battery. And we'll talk about that in the next video. Hey, leave a comment. Appreciate everybody watching.